Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Rosica and this is the Midnight Reader. Before I even start the video, I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to all the people who have recently subscribed to my channel, and a special shout out to Aldi Books for giving me a very lovely and nice little shout out on her channel. Thank you. A lot of people came to watch my videos because of that, so thank you. I apologize if I am a little bit less energy today. It's raining and I have what I like to call a migraine hangover where I woke up with a migraine. We have chugged a lot of Tylenol and ibuprofen and it's still not really helping, and it's right here. It's just sitting in the face. Yeah, it's a good time. But we're making a video right now because the baby is asleep. This is my free time. Whether or not we feel bad or good, this is the time we have. As you may have guessed from the title of the video, this is actually a haul. I know, I did this whole shtick where I was like, I am downsizing my bookshelf, which I have, okay? I will eventually give you a tour. It's just that the TBR shelf is a little bit of a mess right now, so I have to make it look pretty and then we'll film it. I am doing this thing where I have a very small curated section of books on my bookshelf, which is the books I intend to keep in my permanent collection. It's not a lot. Everything else on the shelf is a TBR book. TBR in the sense I have a year to read the book from when it comes into my possession, and if I haven't read it in a year, then the book explodes and I have to give it away. As opposed to just carrying around a lot of books that I don't enjoy, I'm just gonna keep my favorites and I have a year to read my TBR shelf. I will say there are some classics. This giant Charlotte Bronte book where I'm gonna give myself 2 years on the classics because they take longer to read. I'm sniffling. This is great TV. Thanks for subscribing. So anyway, I went to a library sale, which are fairly common on the East Coast of the USA, especially in the spring and the summertime. I made a list of all the ones that were within an hour to an hour and a half driving radius and put them all on my calendar, and if I had a free weekend and I felt up for it, then I just go. So I went to one last weekend. I went on Saturday. It is now Wednesday, and I spent $10.50 on 21 books. And this is why library sales are great. They are incredibly cheap. I bought a lot of children's books which were 25 cents a book, which is insane because a lot of them were brand new. All the adult books were $1 a book. Very reasonably priced. I'm not going to show you the children's books, because I already gave away half of them to my best friend, who also has a little baby girl. The other half are already in the children's book reading rotation. They are already being read to my daughter. I'm not going to go pry them out of her bedroom, but I got 11 children's books, so that was kind of great. I picked up a couple more books. None of them are additions to the permanent collection. I couldn't find any that were on my very short list of books to be added, but I did find some ones which were on my TBR, and then just some books that I wanted to read. So I'll show you what I got. So we'll start with an Agatha Christie. I got The Murder at the Vicarage. Agatha Christie is one of my favorite all-time mystery authors. I've read a lot of her Hercule Poirot detective series, but I've never actually read a Miss Marple. So I saw a bunch. This one I thought had the coolest looking cover, so I bought this one and we'll give it a go. Next I picked up Fates and Furies by Lauren Goff. Hi puppy. You want to say hi? His bed's right here. Yep, good night. This was 100% a cover buy. I've seen this before in bookstores. I've seen it on book reviews. I don't know anything about it at all. An exhilarating portrait of one extraordinary couple over the course of 24 years. Fates and Furies is a landmark novel about marriage, creativity, power, and perception. Well, all right then. Literary fiction, and I guess it's about a couple. We'll see how it goes. I just thought the cover was so pretty, but it's on the list and you can't tell me that's not a gorgeous cover. Future disappointments, I'm sure. Next, I picked up a memoir actually for my husband, which was Yearbook by Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is a comedian, famous for his sort of obnoxious comedy. I thought my husband would enjoy reading it, so I got it for him, and to be totally honest, I might read it as well. Next, I found a book that has actually been on my TBR for quite some time, which is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I've heard really good things about this. It's about a man, I believe, named Piranesi, who's in a house which is essentially a maze, and we don't really know why, and we don't really know where, but apparently it's really good. And I also know that that is not Piranesi, pretty sure. I know nothing else about it. I've always wanted to read it. Now I have a copy. Next on the list of slightly intimidating reads, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This is a story about a catastrophic pandemic, and it follows characters who are going through the pandemic and surviving the best they can. This had a lot of traction a couple of years ago. Can't imagine why. It's not like we had like an almost world-ending pandemic. Sure. I have always been sort of hesitant to read this because, as I have said before, I am a nurse in my real life. I was an ICU nurse for quite a long time, and I was working in an ICU during the pandemic. It was a traumatic experience. So this is a book that I don't know how I'm gonna do reading it. I'm not actually a reader who like checks for trigger warnings and things like that, because typically if it's a really dark book, it still doesn't really bother me. This one is one that I am actually kind of worried about. We'll see how it goes. If this brings up unpleasantness from those years of my life, I may choose not to finish it. But I've heard really good things and a lot of people really like it, so I thought I'd buy it, and we'll see if I like it too. Next, I picked up The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This also had some traction, I think, on the booktubes a few months ago. It follows the story of a family who moves to Alaska in the 1970s. If you don't know this, I was born and raised in Alaska. I typically sort of steer clear of books about Alaska because they either tend to be like historical, which is not really my current reading interest, or they tend to be like some kind of strange stereotypical caricature of Alaska, i.e. all the shows that are on the History Channel. If any of you have ever lived somewhere where the place you grew up becomes one of two things, it becomes the tourist bucket list destination or a reality TV show. And neither of those were my experience growing up in Alaska, so I tend to avoid books that focus on Alaska. However, it seems like an interesting read. I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see how it matches up with my experience of growing up in 1990s and early 2000s Alaska. I picked up a romance called The Rosie Effect by Graham Sinson. I had this on my list for quite some time. It is about a scientist who is on the autism spectrum who is looking for the love of his life, and he approaches it as though it is a science project. I do love stories that are not in the neurotypical. It's supposed to be quite sweet. This is a hardcover that retails for $26 US. It was $1. I picked it up and I will probably read it soon. So these are the 7 books that I picked up from my library sale. It's probably, I'm gonna say, close to $200 retail worth of books, and I got them for $7. So it feels good. They will go on the TBR shelf and they will explode 1 year from this upload date. Therefore, I have 1 year to read these books from my TBR. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go to at least one more library sale this year. Just a great place to pick up cheap children's books for my daughter, and then while I'm there, I usually pick up a few books for me as well. Library sales are a great thing if they exist in your location. All the books are usually donated to the library from either bookshops or personal collections. The profits of the books go towards the library. This particular sale I went to, it was supporting the building of a new roof for the library. I had a great time at the library sale itself, and I hope you enjoyed my little haul. I will be uploading another video soon. Thank you to all the folks who've recently stopped by and been kind enough to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It is extremely appreciated. And thank you so much for the little bump to my self-confidence. I will have another video for you soon. I think the next one should be a shelf tour. I will try to get the TBR shelf in, less disarray so that it's cute, and then I can show it to you. I hope you're having an excellent day, and I will see you all next video. Bye!